Hey guys, it's Mallard with another video. So this is a second video in this series about how to properly identify your stamps. In the first video, I taught you guys how to use a perf gauge, what a perf gauge was, and we are able to identify these 6 stamps down here. So we had a perf 12 stamp, perf 11 stamp, perf 10 stamp, 2 perf 10 coils, and then 1 8.5 perforated stamp. Now in this video, I'm going to talk about how to properly find the watermark on the back of stamps. So a little background on watermarks. So they're made, they were put on the back of stamps between 1895 and 1916. They did this to try and prevent people counterfeiting stamps and basically making money off stamps that they just print at their house or whatever. And so they put these watermarks on the back of stamps to identify what stamps might be counterfeited and then track them down and hopefully get all those counterfeited stamps so the money would go to the post office. Now there are many different types of watermarks all over the world. There are some that are crowns, there are some that are like a wave pattern. There's even eagles on the back of stamps as their watermark. In the United States there are 2 main watermarks. There's a single line watermark and a double line watermark. Now, the single line watermark is exactly how it sounds. It is a single line of 4 letters, USPS, which stands for United States Postal Service. They put these on the back of the stamps in order to, again, prevent counterfeiting. The other type of watermark is called a double line watermark. Now, to differentiate between these 2 watermarks, I'm going to show you 2 pictures, and you let me know which one you think is the double line watermark and which one you think is a single line watermark. The first picture was definitely the single line watermark. If you want to, you can pause the video and examine it a little more closely. You can tell there's only 1 line per letter. And if you look at the second picture, which is the double line watermarks, you'll notice that some of the letters look kind of 3D. They have lines at the bottom of most of the letters. Now the hard part is being able to find what piece of the letter is on your stamp that you're trying to look at the back of. All right, so we're going to go through these stamps right here. I actually haven't done them yet because I want to do it with you guys as we go along. I'll show you what I use, how I do it, and then if you have any more questions, you can of course ask me in the comments. But this is the easiest, most simplest way to do a watermark find. So the first thing you want to do is get some sort of tray. So I bought this tray, I think on Amazon. Once again, big Amazon guy here. And super simple. You see how it has a spot for me to put the stamp when I put the watermark fluid in, and then I also have a spot for the stamps to dry right here if I need to. I'm going to move the perforation gauge out. We're not going to use that. And I'll put that right here. The next thing you need is some watermark fluid. All right, so I don't use watermark fluid. All right, I paid 30 bucks for some watermark fluid one time, and it didn't work, and it was a ripoff. So the controversial thing to use is lighter fluid. All right, and this might sound really, really weird, but it works really, really well. It's the best thing I've found. Now, the key thing you want in this lighter fluid when you use it is called Naphtha. All right, Naphtha is super, super important. It helps your stamp dry quicker. It protects your stamp. Now, if I thought I had a stamp that was very, very valuable, I would not use lighter fluid. I would take it to a professional and get it checked out that way because there is some risk to using lighter fluid, of course. So if you think you've got that $10,000 stamp and you're pretty sure based on the perfs and everything, I probably wouldn't use lighter fluid. I'd get it checked out professionally. But for those of us who are just stamp collecting, just doing it as a hobby and need something quick and fast to do, use lighter fluid. All right, so first thing we're going to do is I'm going to move this up and put the lighter fluid down back there. So I'm going to get out this 12, perf 12. All right, so if we look on the back right now, you can't see a watermark at all. You can't tell there's anything on the back or anything. So we're going to put this in the tray like this, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to drop some drops of lighter fluid on here. Just a few. Now, I don't know if you can see it. I think you can. See this corner right here? See how there's like that C right there? Let me do another drop right there. All right. See how there's that little C right there? That is part of a single line watermark. I think that's probably part of an S, is my guess. So this stamp is perforated 12. It has a single line watermark. I'm going to take out my Scott's catalog, and we're going to find out what a 12 perf single line watermark stamp is. And I actually opened the page to it pretty quickly. And as you can see, it says Washington Franklin Series perforated 12 single line watermark, which is what we have down there. 2-cent carmine. It is $3.57, and it is worth 50 cents used, which this one is used. So yeah, not my $10,000 stamp, but at least I know that, and I won't post it on eBay and get yelled at. So I just put the Perf 11 stamp in the fluid. I'm going to add a little more. I do not see a watermark, but don't worry, because there are some stamps in the definitive series that does not have watermarks. So I'm going to get out my Scott catalog. I'm going to open it up to where perforated 11 stamps are located, and it's right here. And luckily for us, it says unwatermarked, which means there won't be a single line or double line watermark on the back. So this is either a $4.99 or a $500. My guess is I do not have a $500, which means this stamp is again worth about 50 cents. No $10,000, but we're still able to identify it properly. All right, so I just put the stamps in the watermark fluid, and we're gonna wet them a little bit more so we can find them. And yep, right off the bat, I can see one at this top one right here. Do you guys see that S right there? So the S is facing actually that direction. But yeah, you can see it right here. There's an S. The top of the S is right there. Yep, on this one you can see the S right here. Starts to curl up, both single line. Let's see, this stamp's a little darker. It might be hard to see it. Yeah. I don't know if we'll be able to get a read off that last stamp. But these are good examples. Again, S, single line watermark right there. And up at this top right corner, it's a little damaged, so it's hard to see, but there is an S going right there. That's a single line watermark. Let's look it up in our Scott's catalog. All right, so in no time, I was able to find the page. Right here, Washington Franklin Series perforated 10, single line watermark. All right, guys, so again, we have a 2-cent carmine. In use condition, it is going to give us 50 cents, not $10,000. And now we go down to the coil stamps. These coil stamps are coiled vertically. We have a 2-cent carmine, and it is going to be $2. So wow, $2 stamp. Not bad, not bad. So I just took the Perf 10 stamps out of the fluid, put them on the drying rack, and the other 2 stamps, the 11 and 12 Perf stamps, were already super dry. So I was able to put them back into my holder right here. So this is the 8.5 Perf coil stamp. All right, let's look at the back. I don't see any watermark at all. You won't be able to see this unless you use this fluid. Now this actually has potential to be worth a little bit of money, so I'm actually excited to see what it is. Let's find out together. All right, put that in. Oh, I don't know if you can see that right off the bat. I can see where it is. Right off the bat, you can see it. Can you see it? It is actually right here. Do you see that S? Curls down, goes off, and then back on. You guys see that S on that left side? Try to get in the light. Yep. It's really hard to see. Right there on this side, it curls off, then comes back on. There's an S right there on that side. Alright, so that is a Perf 8.5 single line watermark. Let's see what we can find. Alright guys, didn't take too long. So we got a coil stamp, 8.5 vertical single line watermark, and it's going to be running for $2. Alright, so not big money. Still $2 is not bad for just a piece of paper. So I actually went through a few of my extra stamps that I have in my stock book, because I wanted to find for you guys a really good example. of what a single line and double line watermark might look like, because the stamps that we went through were kind of difficult, but again, that might be more of the common thread when you're looking for these. So if you look at this back, don't see anything, do you? All right, let's put in the fluid. I hope that jumps right out at you like it does to me. All right, let me straighten it up for you a little bit. So if you look right here, do you guys see that U? Now the U goes straight into the perf right here. And again, if I just got this stamp on the right, I might not be able to tell what this is, but because I have them connected, all right, you can definitely make out that U right there. And that is a single line watermark. All right, that one is pretty obvious. One fluid line, there's not lines connected to it, it's a single line watermark. All right, now hopefully you guys will be able to see this double line watermark. So I'm going to go ahead and just put this stamp. You can tell, can't see a watermark. Sorry. There you go, can't see a watermark. Let's put it in. This one was pretty obvious to me. Put some watermark fluid on it. And boom. Man. If you can't see this S, there's something wrong with you. All right, you see this S? And it curls down. Notice how the U has a single line. This is a double line. Remember, across the stamps they did USPS, so you're looking for any piece of any of those letters. All right, and this is obviously a double line S. Look, 1, 2 lines right here, double line, single line. All right, so hopefully that gives you a better idea what to look for on the back of stamps. Again, sometimes with the stamps, especially the stamps like we went through, it was tough to see if there's a single line, double line, but that's just part of the fun. It's time consuming, but it's definitely worth your time to check out and see if you do have that valuable stamp. Yeah, so there you go. That's how you find out if you have a single line or double line watermark on the back of your definitives. And any stamp, you can use the same method and it will work, I promise. It may be hard to find which one you have. Might be hard to find the watermark, but it definitely is possible. So yeah, that's the end of this video. Tomorrow we will go over how to know the difference between flat plate press and rotary press on your stamps. It is a very complex and pretty hard to do, so I'm excited for you guys to come along with that.